So, hello, my name's Graham Morgan, and this is the Jean's Bothy podcast. We're talking about Comfort and Disturbed today. Jean's Bothy is a mental health and well-being hub in Argyll. We've got Diane today with us, and she's going to be talking about ME, which is going to be a fascinating subject. But first of all, Diane, tell me a bit about yourself. Where do you come from? Where do you live? Who are you? What sort of person are you?
Hi. I'm Diane. I live in the Helensburgh area at the moment. I'm originally from Dumbarton, moved to Helensburgh when I was 27 and have stayed here since. And my children are here, my grandchildren are here, and I've worked self-employed for the last 16, 17 years here, providing holistic treatments, holistic therapies, teaching Reiki, running workshops, and now I've started writing books as well.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. Now, we're going to talk about ME, and we just talked to someone earlier who had no idea what it is. But when you described it to me, it sounded pretty horrible. What is ME? Tell me what about it, because you experience it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And although I am so much better and lead a normal life, I still have flare-ups and have to be careful about that. So it never ever goes away. And it was something that I got when I was age 28, and I didn't know what it is. Like a lot of people don't know what it is, and it's had various names, like the yuppie flu back in the 80s, and it's also known as chronic fatigue syndrome. And it started, I just felt this tiredness, extreme tiredness, and I tried everything to make that better, and I probably went around it the wrong way, because to get more energy I was then going to the gym or going for a run and doing things that I thought, I need to pull my energy up, what's going on. And it went on for a long time, and I went back and forth to the doctor. And when I say tired, fatigued, it was like you're just so tired. It's not a normal tiredness. Everything aches. You have no energy to do anything. Even a conversation takes a lot of energy. Watching television or reading a book, none of that. You've got no concentration for that. And I was working at the time. I was working full time, bringing up a family, renovating the house, and more and more I was spending time in bed. And my work eventually went from full-time to part-time to then not being able to work at all. And a lot of days I never had the energy to get up. Even going to the bathroom was a struggle, literally holding on to walls and trying to guide my way there, because another one of the symptoms that I had was nausea and dizziness. So it just felt as if at that time the whole world, everything was against me. I was going back and forth to the doctors, and I was saying, what's wrong, what's going on? And it takes a long time to get a diagnosis from that. I think having a diagnosis made it better. You knew what you were dealing with. But this went on for years and years, and it still does now, although I'm much better. I have to be very careful of how I live my life, otherwise it comes back.
It sounds horrific. It sounds really, really disabling.
Yes, I don't think people realise. They think, a lot of the judgment that I came up with was, oh, just pick yourself up, get yourself up. Yeah, I would. I absolutely would. I want nothing more than that, to be feeling okay, to feel normal again. But it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like
and
that.
I hear there's a lot of judgment about it and ignorance.
I think there is, and a lot of people don't understand it. And I don't blame a lot of people for not understanding it, because I couldn't understand it either, and probably still don't. I know how to manage it now, but don't fully understand it. But when you say I have ME, people tend to think, oh, she should just get up and just go and do this. Why don't you do this? And, yeah, I've tried absolutely everything, and it's not that simple. It's not that simple.
But you have had a remarkable journey, and there isn't a cure, but you found many ways to cope with it.
I absolutely have. Sorry
No, that's fine.
for going in quickly. And it's opened up a whole new world to me, and I'm hoping that by sharing this, it'll help others, because it's so widespread. There is so many people that silently suffer from this.
So what do you...
Sorry, I forgot the question.
The question is how you cope with it.
How I cope with it.
You have a whole routine about how you cope with ME.
I have a whole routine now that I have to stick with. Otherwise, as I say, the symptoms all come back. But for me, it all started 5-6 years into having ME. So, I spent all that time being unable to work, and I had tried everything. You read up about it and you think, oh, that'll work, and that'll work, and that'll work. And I think, I did try A, B, C, D, but I never ever kept anything long enough. It was like wanting instant results, and that's not the case. It's about changing your mindset and changing your lifestyle completely. So
in what way? What do you do?
So what I did, my life changed through finding Reiki, and I trained in the Reiki. I did Reiki 1, which was all about self-healing, and then progressed on to Reiki 2. And now I'm a Reiki teacher, and it's my absolute passion, because I see the difference not only that it made to me, that it made to other people. So Reiki is a healing energy. And we don't know enough about energy, and I think once you start to learn about it, and then you learn how to be able to control that and use that for your benefit. And what it does, doing the Reiki 1 or receiving a Reiki treatment.
How does the Reiki work?
So the Reiki itself, it works mentally, emotionally, spiritually and physically. So it's working on all those different levels. And the only way that the easy way that I can describe that is we are energy. We have energy centres called our chakras. We have our aura, and everything in these centres and the aura, it's all about the flow in your life, and they become out of balance. And what Reiki does, I can describe it maybe as like each chakra's holding on to trauma, to pain, to all these different things that have happened in your life. And it's like, imagine like an onion, and every time you get a Reiki treatment, it's peeling back another layer, working deeper and deeper and putting you into alignment. And when you start then emotionally feeling better, spiritually connecting to something totally different, physically feeling better, and mentally feeling better, you then can start coping with things a lot better as well. So spiritually, it opened me up in the way that I started to look at things very differently, and it was almost like the universe was putting things in my path to say, try this, read this, do this. So one of the first books that I came across that really helped open my mind as well was Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. And this was mind-blowing for me, realising that your thoughts create your reality, and different things that you could do to help make you better, to help you feel better. So I started doing a lot of things in that book, and to be quite honest, when I first read it, I was like, well, I'll not be doing that, and I'll not be doing that, because that's just a bit woo-woo. But see now, to be honest, that is how I
Really
live
helps.
my life over time. It's like, yeah, this really works. I'm doing this. So it wasn't an overnight thing. It still took years from doing that. But what I did do was start changing my lifestyle. And I think that's really, really important. You have to look at what you're thinking. You know, that really is. We think automatically. And we have to start controlling our thoughts, because when we become aware of what we're thinking, then that's when you notice maybe that negative mindset or going over a repeated pattern again, and again. So you have to change your thoughts. For me, diet was massive. I had to change a lot of what I was eating and change the way that I was eating as well. So I now, watch what I'm putting into my body and eat very, very healthy, and don't put things into my body that don't agree with me. That's a learned process. What works for you, what doesn't work for you.
So is that about avoiding things like alcohol and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it was avoiding gluten, processed foods, sugar, meat. These things don't agree with me. And yeah, I really noticed a difference when I changed my diet. And it's about you learn then to have that balance within life as well. I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves to do too much. So it's about having balance, but you have to be able to still your mind. And so meditation became very important for me. Mindfulness and journaling. I love journaling, and for that, it's getting your thoughts out there, getting the different things onto paper. And if you've got a really active mind like myself, being able to put that in paper, that can still your mind and help. So it's having that balance of everything.
And all those tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I first had it, there would be days, and anybody suffering from this will understand this. There would be days that, oh my goodness, I actually feel semi-normal today. And the first thing you want to do is be normal, or what is classed as normal. And you go around and you're cleaning and doing all the things that you've not been able to do for so long. And it takes another day, and then bang, you're right back on square one again. And that is something that you have to learn to, when you first begin to get better, is learn to balance that, But that overwhelming feeling of feeling good when you just have no energy, that is very difficult. That's a learned process. And
is there something about acceptance in all of this?
That probably is acceptance. I think sometimes we think that we're superhuman. And we can do everything.
So maybe not having to be perfect all the time.
That's another thing. Yeah, absolutely. That strive to be perfect, that strive to control. I think control's a big thing as well, to let go of control and just to surrender, to the fact that, yeah, I am unwell. You don't want to think that. And back when I was really bad, I remember thinking, is this it? Is this my life? Is this how it's going to be? Surely it's not over now. And that's what it really feels like. And I think when you're so unwell, there is that depth of depression that comes along with that, because you can't figure a way to get out of it. So for me, I just want to help everybody find tools or do what works for them to find better.
Yeah, you started this with your books, didn't you? What's your first book? Show it to the camera.
So my first book is From ME to Me by Diane. And this was a fear putting this out here, because there's a lot of my story in that. And I overcame that fear last year. Although it was written, I spent 2 years with it sat, not doing anything with it. And something that happened made me think, that's it, I have to just go and do this, face that fear, get on with it, do it. And I did. So the book is actually, it starts from my life at 28, having ME, discovering what I had, how unwell I was, and it also has my recovery, the Reiki, and the different things that's happened to me over the years. And probably, as you said at the end of the book, it's more about acceptance. But within that book, I also share the different tools that I've used to help me control, to have, that control over this illness, as I say, because it never ever goes away. And if I don't keep my life in balance, it comes back with a vengeance. Within the book as well, I have prompts, like journaling prompts to help people, because a lot of us don't know who we really are, and we have all these layers put on us from just growing up. And these prompts, these journaling prompts, are to help you find yourself, figure out yourself, discover what is going on with yourself, what's caused this, and having a look at how do you want your life to be, what's your dreams, what have you forgotten, remember yourself. So I'm hoping that with the tools that I've learnt over the years and the journaling prompts, I've got affirmations and different things in there, that it can help other people on their journey with it as well. Yeah.
Because a lot of your life is about giving back, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I do for my life work. I just absolutely love it. And there's nothing better than watching somebody coming in, and you can see in the colour of their face and their body and how they're holding themselves and everything about them, that there's something not quite right. And to watch somebody leave your room and they're smiling and they're feeling happy, it's just such a wonderful feeling. It really is.
And your second book, that's really recent, isn't it?
That is really
recent.
Which
one's that one?
That is Alchemy of Emotions. And I think this follows on from my first book, and hopefully there'll be more to come. So the Alchemy of Emotions is split into 20 chapters, each chapter facing a different emotion. Joy, love, grief is in there. And each chapter then separates into 4 different rituals that you can do to help with that emotion. My first one is a ritual that you can do to help with that emotion. And the second part of each chapter is about aromatherapy oils, because I'm an aromatherapist, and the properties and the benefits of these oils and how you can help them, how you can use them to help you with that specific emotion. And the third part is herbs and teas that you can use to help with that emotion. And that's came about because I now grow my own herbs, dry my own herbs, and have them all hanging from my kitchen, and then chop them all up. And I've got jars full of these, so that they have a lot of different properties that can help as well. And the last part of each chapter is a guided meditation, which you can either read and remember or voice record yourself and listen to your voice doing that meditation. And all these are with the aim of helping you deal with that emotion, because we do have a lot of different emotions that we don't deal with.
So we do. So that's been a fascinating journey. What's a typical day like for you?
My day is very varied, but I work for myself, so I do a lot of different things. So I'll say a day that I'm working from home. I get up in the morning and I have my hot water and lemon to kickstart my day. And then I'll do meditation. And I'm meditating just to start my day positive. You know, I bring in thoughts of, yeah, this day is going to be amazing, today's going to be really good, and starting my day in a positive mindset. And then I do some yoga moves and get ready for my day. So if I'm working from home, I'm doing normally massage, Reiki, reflexology, readings, different things, and it's very varied. And I take a break during the day and like to get out for a walk. I find that really helps me, just a bit of fresh air. And come back and continue my work. And then when I finish work, I have my healthy dinner. And in the evenings, I do like my evenings to myself just to ground myself and get ready. But I find myself, I do writing that helps me relax, or sorting my herbs out, I also make like tinctures and different oils, so I'll do that. And these things that I enjoy, things that make me happy, but this in turn, as well as making me happy and healthy, they really benefit me as well and help me relax.
Brilliant. And so lastly, because this has been fascinating, do you have any words for someone who's been newly diagnosed with ME?
Yes. Just probably the first thing is accept it and rest, because your body's telling you something, and it's very hard on those, at the very beginning, on those days that you're feeling semi-normal, to overdo things, but try not to. Find the tools that help you, and I would say resting your mind, you know, getting to the bottom of that. Quite often what I've found over the years is people that have ME, people who have autoimmune diseases, they do have very overactive minds, and it's hard to still that. So it's trying to get your mind back into a positive mindset. And I would say meditating for doing that. Guided meditation's good if you can just still your mind. Practicing mindfulness and being very aware of your thoughts, you know. Be aware of what you're thinking, and this is where journaling comes in good. And watch what you're putting into your body. That's what I would say, watch what you're putting into your body. But don't try and do everything at once, because that's what I did at the beginning. And you're trying to make all these different changes at once, and your body can't cope with it. So take one day at a time, take one thing at a time, make one change, and then a few weeks later bring in another change. Don't try and overload your body. And I find now when I get my flare-ups, I know the root cause of it. It's always stress. It's always stress, and brings my body out of balance. So I have to stop, and then I start journaling again, and that really, really makes a difference to me. So I would say, yeah, take it easy, be easy on yourself, learn to love yourself enough to give your body, your mind, your soul exactly what it needs.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. What a
You're
lovely
welcome.
message to end with.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the end of the Jeans Bothy podcast, this time on ME and how Diane has coped with it, and the book she's written about it. Thank you so much for listening, and do tune in next time to our next podcast. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.